live from Northern California in the Sierra Mountains. It's a magical sleigh ride of enchantment and wonder, and I just wanted to show you this. Look at this. Look at this. It's right it's right next to the highway where I'm trying to avoid getting hit by truck. I mean, there are a lot of trucks in America now, but I thought that was a lovely scene. Hi. Let me, I hope it's working. I don't know. Hi. This is the Donner Pass. This is Truckee, California, Northern California, up in the Sierra Mountains, where the Donner Party. I read a book about it. It was fascinating, very sad, fascinating history. 18. I'll do it confidently. In 1850, the Donner Party came up here as a shortcut, and it was a big mistake, and they got stuck in incredible snow. There's incredible snowpack here, and there's still snow up on the peaks, but they were stuck in this mountain pass, and you can look it up, but it was a very, very dire circumstance that can happen. Well, that can certainly happen to you in the 1800s, but that happens to people in the mountains and who walk near trucks. So the Donner Party, I'm just a nerd, I'm sorry. I'm a nerd, and I like books like that. I'm such a nerd. Okay, this is no joke. We just for a second, I have to show you this park that, see, it's I'm not kidding. Dubayumwe Park. I'm sure that's a native people, or dyslexia thing, or no, it's a native person. But yes, Donner Park. Okay. I'm a nerd. I was in Pittsburgh, where I was in a parking lot around cars. What cars are everywhere? And I was at a panel at that convention in Pittsburgh, and people were asking me about myself and what I did, and there were many hundreds of people in the room. And I said, well, listen, just so you understand me, I'm the biggest nerd in this room. And it got a big reaction. Oh, no, ho. And I said, okay, show of hands. How many people played the tuba in the band, okay? And the only trophy they got in high school was for the oral interpretation of prose. How many? And the whole crowd went, oh. They actually did that, like the claw. I'm going to try to cross here because that's heading nowhere. So yes, I'm a big nerd. I was on the debating team, debate and forensics, oral interpretation of prose and poetry. My debate partner in high school was the editorial writer and best-selling author David Brooks, who talked about our debating on C-SPAN. C-SPAN had a show, and he was on there, and suddenly I get all these emails. Were you David Brooks's debate partner in high school? Yes, I was. Look at this. Look at these. If that was black and white, like a Walker Evans photograph from the 1930s. Walker Evans photograph. Look it up. Hey, nerd alert. I admit it. So I was on debate, forensics. Forensics is, public speaking. The hardest one, the one that I didn't do ever, was called extemporaneous speech, because for the oral interpretation of prose, you would be reading from a short story. For poetry, you could have a script with you. For debate, I was the king of 3x5 cards, looking up all sorts of unusual trivia about these things to be able to. In extemporaneous speech, you got a topic. The Donner Party in Northern California in the mid-1800s. And you had an amount of time, I forget the time, 15 minutes, half hour, and you had to give a speech on that. And I was terrible at it. Scared me to death. I was so nervous, I could, even with facts, I just couldn't do it. I tried it once, a couple times. The topic was the first Noel. And I had 15 minutes to prepare something, and I was absolutely flummoxed and just kind of recited the lyrics because I knew them. The first Noel. Well, the angels did say was to a certain poor. I was terrible at it because I didn't have a script. I wasn't prepared for it. Then I started doing improv, stand up. There's a lot of extemporaneous speech in improv. And when I first started out, I was terrible at it. Terrible. How's it going? I was terrible at it. So bad that I didn't do it. I would just prepare comedy bits, songs, a comedy bit that I would script out, try to memorize it, try to stick to the script. Because if things got out of hand, heckling, or just improvising on a theme, I stunk. And I moved to California, and I started working at the Comedy Store, and I started helping, taking the names. I was made a regular at the Comedy Store, but I helped. I did the door. I took names on the amateur night there, and Monday nights was no admission, 2-drink minimum. The notification that there was a 2-drink minimum was like tiny on the little thing. So everyone would come in for free. The waitress would come up. They would say, no, thank you, nothing. And she'd say 2-drink minimum. And then there were arguments throughout the night. It was a crazy, crazy time, Monday nights there. So I decided I am so terrible at improvising with the audience. I'm going to go up on stage every Monday night, late, when the crowd is terrible, tired, drunk, and I'm just going to start something. I'm going to start a fight. I'm going to start talking to people and just, riffing on them, just improvising, and I'm going to die the death of a dog, but I'm going to keep doing it. So I went up on stage there, and I kept going. And it was humiliating. And I kept going. And it was still humiliating. And then I found out something incredibly important for every artist, certainly for every comedian, for every actor. Hey, let's face it, for everyone. When you're there in front of an audience of people who hate you, and you are humiliated, nothing happens. Nothing happens. You're still alive. Yeah, it's still going. Everything's fine. Every bit of stress is just happening between here and here. You're fine. So I just thought, well, I'll get even more extreme. I'll just go on their hatred of me. I'll work on this guy. And I did it over and over and over Monday nights. Then I started regular nights to improvise a little bit more in my own set, knowing that if I was humiliated, I would just laugh and admit that I'm humiliated. Admit that it's terrible. Admit that, wow, that didn't go well at all in front of the audience. And you know what? They really liked it. They really liked the sense like I'm a human being and I just, I just got up on stage and ate it, but keep going. So, man, I don't know where to go here. See, it's all this kind of mountain, like, does this turn? Yeah, old style stuff like that. This is downtown Truckee. So, so I would say that, like, so I talked to, I talked to you artists who have the things to do in your heart, who really want to do it, who have something that's gnawing at you that you don't want to do. Well, what if you do it, like Tom said, and it stinks? And it's obvious that people are saying, well, that's interesting work, Bob. And you realize it stinks, and you showed it to a bunch of people. Absolutely nothing happens. You can make another one. You can just say, yeah, that one stunk. Guess I'll make another one. And two things will happen. One, you'll get better at rejection and realizing that everybody's on the same page. Every artist is just trying. William Goldman's book about Hollywood said the first thing everyone must know about Hollywood: nobody knows anything. Everyone is guessing. So, if it doesn't work out, it didn't work out for them, it didn't work out for me, and I just kept going. In a sense, it's fun. Hear me out. Yeah, I don't mean it's fun like, oh, we're having ice cream and cotton candy. I mean it's fun in that way that Slim Pickens was having fun on that bomb that fell out of the plane in Dr. Strangelove. Yeehaw, man! Yeehaw! If it doesn't work out, you live. If you are humiliated, it affects nothing. So keep going. I'm up here because often I'm humiliated when I finish a painting and really want to throw it off a cliff. And that doesn't happen infrequently. So I've been painting in a style that is very physical, it's thick, it's impasto, it's colorful, because I don't want to make a nice little pretty painting for your bathroom. I don't want to make paintings that everyone says, oh, isn't that nice? Look at that. It looks exactly like the ocean. Oh, and a little child who lost their flip-flop. I don't want to make that. And though I'm on social media and I'm on Instagram and I show everyone my work, I show everyone the process. I hope this is windy now. The wind has kicked up. I show everyone, but I really thought about it, and I don't want to make 2-inch by 3-inch little paintings on your phone screen for you and everybody to either like or not like or scroll past. I want to make thick, passionate, colorful, physical pieces where the execution of the piece is a part of the experience of the art itself. In a sense, an action painting, but using beautiful, beautiful landscapes. I hope that made sense. Probably not. But I've come up here to try it, to try it more deeply than I've done it before. with a friend, Turner Vincent, and this is not new. People are doing it. There's Christopher Lemfuel in Germany, and Ulrich Leiter, George Rowlett, Turner Vincent, who I'm seeing here. But there's a lot of that, a lot within that movement that's saying this painting is about, shade. Here goes blasting. This painting, maybe 30, 40 years from now, is about the encounter that a person can have when they look at it on a wall, not when they look at it in a catalog or a magazine, or even this video, or the social media platforms. They're like, oh, heart. It looks just like a dog. You're so talented. No, I want something more visceral than that. And I'm going for it. I'm going for it. You want to cry aloud for your mistakes. But to tell the truth, the world doesn't need any more of that sound. So, if you're going to do it and can't stop yourself, if your pretty mouth can't hold it in, at least go by yourself across the 40 fields and the 40 dark inclines of rocks and water to the place where the falls are flinging out their white sheets like crazy. And there's a cave behind all that jubilation and water fun, and you can stand there under it and roar all you want, and nothing will be disturbed. You can drip with despair all afternoon, and still, on a green branch, its wings just lightly touched by the passing foil of the water, the thrush, puffing out its spotted breast, will sing of the perfect stone-hard beauty of everything. Now, where is my car?